Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Dave's Podcast along with a new video. I want to tell you, I truly appreciate when you guys watch. I do. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. I am thoroughly making sure we continue with our Patreon and Spotify exclusive episodes and videos, so be sure to check them out. I am wanting to talk more on movies and TV shows too, so be sure to check those out as well when I start getting into those. So today we are going to talk about Faith Evans and her debut album, so let's get into it. So Faith is the debut studio album by American singer Faith Evans. It was released by Bad Boy Records on August 29th, 1995 in the US. A collaboration with the label's main producers, the Hitmen, including members Sean Puff Daddy Combs and Chucky Thompson, as well as Mark Ledford, Herb Middleton, and Jean-Claude Oliver, among others. The album, which spawned the gold certified hits You Used to Love Me and Soon as I Get Home, was certified platinum by the Recording Academy in March 1996. Faith contains a cover of the Rose Royce single Love Don't Live Here Anymore, which featured an appearance from Mary J. Blige on the album's original pressings. So, yeah, this album was recorded November 1994 up until June 1995. So, it will be turning 30 this year. It's over an hour long, okay? And yeah, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. I remember listening to both versions. If you ask my opinion, I love the version where Mary is on it. I do. I feel like that was it was just a great remix if they was to ever have had it. I know it was just kind of in the mix of where Mary had just finished My Life, which we will talk about, okay? So, newly contracted to Bad Boy Records, Evans was consulted by executive producer Combs to contribute backing vocals and writing skills to Mary J. Blige's My Life, and Usher's self-titled debut album, 1994, prior to starting work on her debut record album, Faith. So yeah, she got to work with Usher and Mary on their albums in the midst of preparing for her own, okay? Producer Chucky Thompson, who helmed most of the album, recalls meeting Faith for the first time by her doing vocal production work on Usher's album, okay? Though she initially was a protege of Al B. Sure's, she eventually signed to Bad Boy and insisted on Thompson producing her entire album after hearing him playing music on the piano in the studio. Thompson said Evans' first single, You Used to Love Me, was originally planned for her label mates Total. But Evans wrote to the track after hearing the music, and it was the first song finished for her album. So yeah, there is also Total. We will talk about Total too. And, you know, she was around a lot of artists that were just kind of gearing to release, and they're all in the studio doing their all individual work, okay? Yes. The second single, Soon as I Get Home, was done to pass the time at the studio because Thompson had a flight to catch later that day. As he was about to leave, he received a call from Combs insisting he record the music Evans heard him play before he got on the plane. Evans later left a message on Thompson's answering machine, which was the song she wrote and recorded. Thompson said the song was finished and he didn't add any other touches to it. You Used to Love Me was released July 13th, 1995. Soon as I Get Home, September 21st, 1995. Ain't Nobody, October 26, 1995, and Come Over released January 24th, 1996. So pretty much mid to late summer, fall, Faith was, releasing singles and, was pushing, her album. Another song on the album, You Don't Understand, was primarily influenced by Evans' marriage to the Notorious B.I.G. The music of R. Kelly was the primary inspiration for the musical arrangement, according to Thompson. The third single from the album was the song Ain't Nobody. Thompson said it was influenced by the song Can't Let Her Get Away by Michael Jackson from his 1991 album Dangerous, okay? When he started on the music, he didn't do the tracking until after Combs came to hear the song and gave him the go-ahead to track it. When Thompson attempted the first time after Combs left, the plug came out from the machine and the entire track was erased, which led him having to do it all over again from scratch. The final single released from the album, Come Over, was initially supposed to be an interlude. However, Evans insisted, the interlude should be made into a full song. Another album track on Faith, All This Love, was written by Evans and her boyfriend prior to her marriage to the Notorious B.I.G., but Thompson revealed the music itself was composed 5 years before he met Evans. Okay. So, the CD bonus track, Reasons, featured uncredited uncredited vocals. And they were background vocals too, okay? So uncredited background vocals from Blackstreet member Dave Hollister. The reason for his appearance was due to Evans and Blackstreet recording their debut albums at the same studio, but only on different floors. Also originally planned as an interlude, Blackstreet member and producer Teddy Riley came looking for Hollister and overheard the two singing Reasons. Riley then suggested to Combs that it should be made into a full song. Faith was recorded primarily at the Hit Factory in Combs' personal studio, Daddy's House Recording, both of which were based in New York City. The album did not do bad. Faith received critical acclaim upon its release. Entertainment Weekly gave the album an A- rating, describing Faith as packed with sensual, smoky R&B torch songs and titanium hard hip-hop beats. Faith seems set to take her place at the top of the mountain of young soul divas. Okay. Released on August 29th, 1985, Faith became a success based on its hit singles. The album debuted and peaked at number 22 on the US Billboard 200 in the week of September 16th, 1995. The same week, it also debuted at number 5 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart, before eventually peaking at number 2 on October 7th, 1995. On October 31st, 1995, the album was certified gold by the Recording Academy, and on March 19th, 1996, it reached platinum status in the US, surpassing shipments figures in excess of 1 million copies. By October 1998, Faith had sold 801,000 copies domestically, according to Nielsen SoundScan. Okay. So, yeah, like I've said in previous videos, there are times that albums do not be in the top 10 or in the top 20. Even if they're in the top 40, it's not really that bad either, because it could rise over time, based on promotion, marketing, artists, being out and doing, interviews and things like that. It really does count. But 22 is not that bad. And I think it was really a start for Faith as far as, the release, because it is, 95. There are artists that are kind of like working, people are releasing at the same time, there's movies coming out, shows are premiering, if not ending, sad to say, because, we're in the mid-90s, there's a lot changing, there's a lot shifting. But let's get into the track list. So track 1 is Faith Interlude. Track 2, No Other Love. Track 3, Falling in Love. Track 4, Ain't Nobody. Track 5, You Are My Joy Interlude. Track 6, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Track 7, Come Over. Track 8, Soon As I Get Home. Track 9, All This Love. Track 10, Thank You Lord Interlude. Track 11, You Used to Love Me. Track 12, Give It to Me. Track 13, You Don't Understand. Track 14, Don't Be Afraid. Track 15, Reasons. And track 15 is actually a CD only bonus track, okay? Which I believe it may possibly be, there on streaming services now. But yeah, it debuted at number 2, and by the end of the year of 1995, it was still in the top 200 with, it was in the Billboard 200 where it was 190. So it still was having some type of rotation. As long as you're in the 200, to be honest with you, because they don't really talk about it, because of course, the money is really in the top 10. But, okay, even if you're still in the top 200, you're still doing all right, okay? And then as far as with the U.S. top R&B hip-hop albums, she was 42. So she went down 40 spots, but that's not too bad because, by the end of the year, there are still people buying. And then 1996 year-end chart for the U.S. top R&B hip-hop albums chart, she was at 39. So it went up a little bit even by 96. So they were honestly looking to see by 97, is she going to have another album? Okay? Because from top R&B hip-hop albums, it's like it's still being bought. Okay? But yeah, guys, that is pretty much Faith. And I hope you guys enjoyed this new episode and video, and I'll be back with more.